Hey guys, how's it going? So I just wanted to make a video here on the Amphoreus 3.0 Special Program. I actually did a live reaction to it, but the recording was a disaster and there were some issues. I'm still trying to get the hang of this stuff, so you have to bear with me. Unfortunately, that recording was of no use, so I couldn't actually upload it for you guys. So I thought I'd just make a quick video here to just go over my thoughts about some of the stuff that I found interesting or notable about that program. So first of all, it's cool that we're going to get that new skin for March. I really think it's a great idea. The weird thing though is that it only seemed to be for her preservation form. So that's kind of weird, especially at this point in the game. I mean, it's January 2025. I'm not really sure how many people are still using Preservation March, but I mean, it's a good thing anyway, so can't complain. The other thing I did notice too is that she was in the trailer at the beginning of the program, and they also mentioned that this whole thing with Amphoreus is going to run the entire year, but it's going to end on patch 3.7, which is also March 7th, if you talk about in terms of dates, right? So I think we'll probably be getting the fully fledged 5-star March here in Amphoreus, which will be a really cool thing, I think. Obviously, in terms of the characters, I was a bit surprised that they're running those triple banners again. I think if they were continuously running triple banners each patch, it would be great, and I wouldn't be so, kind of cautious about it. But considering that they won't be, most likely, or at least I should say they haven't done that. They only did it a couple of times and then they just resumed back to one character. It is a bit concerning. Personally, for myself, I'm going to be going for the Herda and Lingsha. I have about 250 or so pulls. 200, actually, I think it's 280 now. Um, so I think I'll be okay even if I do lose a 50-50. But I'm going to be broke after that. So I'm not really sure where we're going with this. I gotta be real with you guys though. A lot of the characters that we've seen so far in Amphoreus in their trailers haven't really done much for me. Now we don't know anything about their skills or anything of the sort or their backstory, so who knows how I'll feel down the road when we actually get introduced to them. Um, but I don't feel like I'm gonna be starving for pulls. I mean, apart from the Herd and Lingsha after that. Like Aglaia, for example, I don't think I'm gonna be pulling for her. Number one, she's primarily I believe she's lightning. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I already have Acheron. And then also she's the first remembrance character that we're getting. And they're probably going to go with the power scaling leaps very soon after that, right? So I think it's best to wait off on her for now. I mean, there's always going to be reruns. So if she turns out to be really good, you can just pull for her later, right? Some of the things I really enjoyed about that program were the optimizations and the guides that they added. I think will be a huge boon to new players and for players that are struggling to kit their characters out, figure out which gear and where to get them and all that kind of stuff. It'll be really cool, and I'm really happy that the devs are listening in that case and also making things easier for newcomers to the game to grow the community. Apart from that, it was really funny seeing Dawei get stepped on. Oh my god. That was ridiculous. It was peak comedy. I really enjoyed that part. Speaking of which, the 500,000 gems, or sorry, the 500,000 stellar jades that they're giving away, that's an insane amount of stellar jades. And whoever wins that, hey man, they've got it made. That's insane. That's insane. I think that's a really generous thing to do. Now, obviously, it's luck based, right? So, however you want to define generous depends. But they're also giving away, I believe, you can choose between 100 stellar jades per day or enter into the lotto, right? So you still get 700 jades at the end of it, which is not a crazy amount, but it's still something, right? And that's on top of the gift of Odyssey, which will give you 10 pulls, and then the gift of Mem as well, which will give you another 10 pulls. So I think it's pretty decent for, the game. Obviously, they got to pay their employees as well, right? And all that kind of stuff. So, what else in the program? All right. One thing I did not like about the program was how they kept trying to show off those new enemies and the new boss. I just kept covering my eyes every single time they started talking about that stuff because it's like half the friggin' fun is overcoming a challenge by learning about it and adapting, right? So it's like if you guys are showing all this stuff ahead of time, when we encounter them as players, when the patch launches, it's like, okay, now you kind of have some understanding about them or whatever, and you've seen some of their abilities and stuff. I just felt that was not really necessary, especially because it's not like they went super in depth about how to combat them or anything of the sort. So even if it's like the idea was for newer players or players who were kind of struggling along, it's not really that helpful. And by the time this launches, even there's going to be so many guides out there about how to take on these enemies or that enemy or mechanic, right? By the player base. So I thought they kind of did themselves a disservice there by kind of showing their hand too early. Um, I think that's about off the top of my head. I'm sure there's probably going to be some other stuff that I'll think about after and be like, oh, shoot. But again, I did the whole reaction to the whole damn thing live, but hey, this streaming business is no joke. It's kind of difficult. It's not just a walk in the park, right? So, growing pains, but that's what it was. So, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and there'll be more to come. Bye for now, and take care.